Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm super excited about starting my show today with everybody out there listening. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to share the show later on. My first guest is Susan Tanko. She's the president of WCI Business Sales. She's also one of my sponsors. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting the show, being on. You were a listener originally. You've been on for years now. And I want you to tell everybody first a little bit about you and about WCI.
Okay, thanks for having me, Carol. Is this on?
Yeah, it's ready.
All right. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. WCI has been around almost 60 years. Originally, this company was started by my father as AAA Investments, and we are now WCI Business Sales. We have grown in leaps and bounds. I have two partners, Dennis Hayes and Vineet Safra. We call him Vinny. And we are doing deals just turning and churning over there. So we have over 100 really fantastic listings. We have tons of buyers. And today, Carol, I would really like to talk about how to help yourself as a buyer be competitive in this kind of an environment.
So you also have somebody with you, someone special. You have with you Sandy Hendrickson, and she is your assistant for 22 years. So first of all, thank you for coming and being on the show today. Sandy, I gotta ask you a question. How come you like working there so much?
I enjoy working with Susan. We work well together. There's not a lot of hassle. I appreciate the company and how I've seen it grow in leaps and bounds over the time that I've been with it. I appreciate the integrity, the honesty, caring for the people that we work with.
So I want you to get close to that mic, and even if we have to turn that down so people can hear you. You're a little woman, you're a little tiny thing. So I want you to, again, say what it is all about integrity, right? I mean, when you're working for a business, and let me just say this, with Susan, you are, what I've seen, I mean, first of all, incredibly knowledgeable, and you are dedicated to your business and to the buyers and sellers, but you are dedicated to this business and helping people who are getting ready to sell their businesses. And what I see about you is the dedication and all that you put into it. You are passionate about what you do. And I think that's what you also like about working with her.
It is.
Because it just exudes from Susan.
It does.
Mhm.
It does.
On most days.
Now, I want to talk, Susan, you said that you wanted to talk a little bit about how buyers can better prepare themselves to be competitive.
I do, Carol. So we have 50,000 registered buyers at WCI Business Sales. Probably a third of those are constantly churning and looking for businesses. So when we list a good business, and we've listed a couple of really good ones this week, yay Dennis, we get so many hits, so many buyers. People say things to us like, I've been looking for business like this for years. This fits my background, I could pay cash. All of these things start coming from all these fantastic buyers, which is great for a seller. Sellers sometimes think that we don't price the business high enough because we get so many hits, but that's not it at all. Remember, we work on commissions, so we price these as high as we know that they will value. But when these buyers start calling, it gets into a competitive situation. So I just want to talk today about how you can set yourself up as a buyer to be flexible, be reasonable, set the tone of the first meeting, other meetings. How can you be competitive in this kind of a market? How can you showcase your skills? How can you be ready? And part of that has to do with getting pre-approved by a bank, having a resume prepared, showcasing yourself. You are really, it's very similar when you're a buyer. It's like going for an interview.
It's like being on show.
It is.
It's like being on show.
And the seller is interviewing you.
Yeah.
So some buyers think, well, I'm here with the money, I could pay cash, I could snag this in a heartbeat. Well, no, because the seller is looking for the perfect fit, and they are judging everyone they come in contact with. They're looking for someone they know if there's a problem down the pike, that this person will work with them and not be unreasonable, that they'll be flexible throughout the deal, work toward getting to the finish line. I've had people had all cash offers and turned down as much as $400,000 on a price to go with someone that they felt more comfortable with. So that's how important the fit is.
And you help people. I want people to understand that you help them along the way so that they do understand what they're doing, because this is a process. This isn't something that you decide to do and then overnight it's done. It doesn't work like that.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Now, let me give out their information. First of all, their phone number is 602-795-2005. The website is WCI Brokers with an S.
No S.
There's no S.
WCIBroker.com.
Oh, I said no S. You know what, I've been saying that this long and
WCIBroker.com.
WCI Broker without an S.com.
Thank
now,
you.
I just can't believe I did that. So, before we go to a break though, I want you to just really quickly just start telling people, the buyers on a business, what they need to know about the transactions.
Right, so the first thing you need to do is get your finances in order, buyers. There's certain things that the bank looks for if you're going for an SBA loan. I would say 90% of our deals are SBA. Those rules just changed, by the way, and we know the new rules. We got them today. So you need to meet with a broker. You need to have someone explain to you the process, what is expected on an SBA loan, and there are a whole list of things that you need to know, such as personal guarantees. You need your money to be liquid 60 days prior to filling out the application, or at least prior to the closing. So there's all these things that have to be met. You can get pre-approved by an SBA lender for a specific type and size of a business, and that is awesome. When I, as an agent, have a pre-approved buyer and I can submit with the LOI or contract to my seller, this guy's already pre-approved by the bank, he's good to go for this business, this size, he's golden, this is your guy, and then we have a great meeting, we're there. That helps me.
Their phone number is 602-795-2005. The website is, now hear it out, it's WCI Broker without the S, again, so WCIBroker.com. Now again, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back and talk a little bit further about this. Maybe it's you, maybe it's someone that you know. Tell them about this. They gotta get ready and they gotta be competitive. We're still live in this room, okay? So we're gonna keep on talking. This is what I mean about you. You know what you need to know.
Any
right?
adjustments? I have time if I need to.
I think just make sure her mic is close as
Yeah,
possible.
let me try to get a little bit closer. You don't have to eat it, but I can turn you up, so there we go. Cool.
And make sure, okay. And so what I mean by that is like when you set up, we already know the rules, you're on top of things right away. You know what you need to do. You know what you're not.
Absolutely. The
right.
SBA lenders actually come to our broker meetings because they want us to refer them business. So we are not the lender, but we know all the players in every deal, and we know who can get it done quickest, what bank might not do retail or restaurant, for instance. So we know the parameters of each bank. Even though SBA rules are all the same, there are checklists that have to be done prior to closing. And let me explain, the bank wants the business and will always push for an SBA loan on a business. They will never do a conventional loan on a business, never. And do you know why, Carol?
No.
Because of the SBA guarantee.
You know, I was thinking it had to be something like that. That's
Banks
awesome.
do not take risky moves
Mhm.
or deals. They don't. And the SBA has a fabulous guarantee, 90%. So the buyer puts 10% down. The bank does everything the SBA says has to be done on the checklist, and the bank is 90% guaranteed. Where is their loss if there's a default? There isn't.
Well, when we come back on air, we're
Yeah.
gonna talk about that again. Because I think that people need to hear, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Because again, I don't even know if everybody, and I don't know, some people may not even use someone like you, which I think is crazy, but, cause maybe they sell it to a family member or something like that.
And we can help with that too.
Okay, but they may not know all the ins and outs of how to get around, and maybe they just call the bank because they think that's the right thing to do. When in fact, it's completely the opposite, they really need to go through the SBA.
It is, and everybody has a banking friend, and that's who you reach out to, and they'll say, of course, I could do that deal. And then, 6 weeks down the road, I've been doing this almost 30 years. There will never be a conventional loan on a business unless the business is closed and you're buying the assets.
Well, you know what, we're gonna talk about that, because people don't realize, I think that's the thing, it's like, I love this because it's like, business sales 101,
It is.
and I like that.
But as a buyer, you need to know this so that you can get through the maze and
It's
be
perfect.
the new owner.
It's perfect, I
Yeah.
love it. So welcome back, everyone. Susan Tanko has been doing what she does now for over 30 years. And I think that's something that people need to hear about with your business. Not only do you bring the experience, the knowledge, all of you that are there, right? And one of the things we were talking about, I talked to Facebook Land out there when we're, at the break, and we start hearing some of the different things. And we were talking about how people don't realize that there's certain things that they don't know. What you don't know, you don't know. And one of them is, like, a lot of people will call you said their friends at a bank and say, hey, I wanna do this, and oh yes, I can do that for you. And then what happens, Susan? Get right up on that.
Well, what happens is they find out, or I find out, that they're dealing with a conventional lender who would do a conventional, like a building, or a real estate lender, like for a house, or they're talking to a credit union who says they do SBA loans, which I dealt with recently, and yes, they did do SBA loans, but I was teaching the credit officer how to do this. He didn't know all the rules. You need to be working with an SBA preferred lender.
There you go, you heard what you gotta do.
Preferred lenders get approved quickly. Some of their deals, maybe 500,000 or less in size, don't need to go through certain hoops that the larger ones do. So you always need to pick an SBA preferred lender, and we have a short list of, I would say, 6 out of hundreds that really move quickly for us and know how we work. We already have contracts that are pre-approved to go through their process, and they have a team, we have a team, we all join together. It just goes so much smoother. We can get a deal done SBA in 45 to 60 days, 90 if there's real estate.
Wow, see, and usually they take much longer, but you get it done. And that's what everybody wants, is, can I get this just done? I need the money, I wanna retire, I wanna go away, and I wanna live the rest of my life out. And by,
Yeah.
and by the way, I do wanna say this, they do work on commission only. Please understand this, that this is how they work, so they work for you.
No
They-
upfront fees ever.
Right, no upfront fees, this is all about them doing their best for you, obviously the reasons why. I do wanna ask Sandy a question. Sandy, you've been there for 22 years, so you know a lot about all of this as well.
Enough
The
to be
insides of it.
dangerous.
Yeah, so I wanna ask you, what do you think that the sellers are looking for in a buyer that was gonna buy this or be a replacement for them?
What I hear the most of, Carol, is that they want somebody that's going to care for and grow what they've built, their baby, their legacy, that they're gonna take care of it. And mostly what I hear, aside from that, is the fact that they want to look out for their employees. They want to know that the employees will be taken care of.
I hear people say all the time, oh, they don't care about me, but you know what, they do. They really do, and you're hearing it firsthand. That's what they want. They wanna make sure, it's not, okay, money's nice, but you said that just earlier, it's not about that. They wanna make sure that they are connected, that it's like you said earlier, before I was listening, that they're looking for a clone of themselves that's gonna take on that business and take care of it just as they would have.
Right.
And make sure that their employees are being taken care of. That's awesome. Now, maybe it's you or someone that you know, if you're looking to buy a business, sell a business, they are looking to help you do this. This is what Susan's been doing for years. Their number is 602-795-2005. The website is WCIBroker.com. Now, I wanna come back over here real quickly. I wanna say that you're also on, Facebook, and I'm gonna just bring that out too, because a lot of people are listening to us there as well, that you can also join them on Facebook under WCI Business Sales. You can go there as well. Now, let me get to some of these other questions so I can get to the last one, okay? And that one is now, how can a knowledgeable business broker guide me through this process? How do you do it?
So buyers usually see ads where we advertise, and we advertise worldwide, just like everyone else. So they'll see an ad and they will complete a non-disclosure or call into the office and want to know more. So we begin there. That's usually how we find buyers. And sometimes sellers have buyers already in-house. They have a family member that wants to purchase, or a manager that's been there for many, many years, and we handle lots of those deals too. We're here for, if you wanna make a sale, we're here for the sale. Doesn't matter to us who the buyer is, but it matters to you, Mr. Seller and Ms. Seller. So this is how buyers reach us. So once they do, it's up to us to pull out the information on the buyer. What is your background? What are you doing now? What is your financial situation? What's your credit score? So we start to line up all the apples to make sure that that matches the business that they're calling in on. Or if not, I'll be talking to people and they say, oh, I used to do XYZ years ago. And I'll say, oh my gosh, I'm listing a business just like that next week. So I like to get to know the buyers and what their background is, what their passion is, what their hobbies are. Really, sometimes is what we've sold them.
That's all, see, you know, it's more, when you think about selling businesses, I think what I'm hearing from you, it's almost like a mom and pop, right? It's like, you know.
We sell really large businesses.
I don't mean that.
But mostly what we sell are $1 million to $5 million, and those are mom and pop,
Right.
family owned. They might have been passed down. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Hands-on businesses, I think, is where you're going with that.
Yeah,
So you have owners stepping out, owners stepping in. Yes, we do. We sell mostly those.
and you treat them, whether they are big, medium, or small, hands-on yourself. That's what I was really trying to get at
Yeah.
in the way that I'm hearing from you, is
Right.
how you educate them along the way. And some people think they're ready, they may not be ready yet, and that's okay, right? Because sometimes.
Yeah, sellers and buyers, so we coach both sides. We represent sellers, because sellers pay our commission. Buyers come with CPAs, they come with attorneys sometimes, they have the bank looking at the deal. They have an appraisal, so they know they're not overpaying. On, any deal over $350, we'll normally have an appraisal if you're going SBA. So buyers have lots of people backing them up. They don't need to pay another broker. But working with them is really fun because you make friends along the way. You know that you're gonna know them in the future and follow up with them. And hey, I just sold you that trucking company a couple of years ago. We just listed one that's, across town. Do you want to expand? So that kind of relationship develops if you find a broker that cares about you.
Yeah, and I think that's what you're all about,
Yeah,
is that you
I
do
really
care about
enjoy buyers.
everyone, and I've met some of the people.
Yes.
Number one, I've been to your office,
Yes.
Sandy, I met you there. But when you hear how she has her assistant to be working with her for 22 years, they've been around, your entire business has hundreds of years between all of them that have been around forever.
Oh yes, we have over 300 years of experience just with the agents.
right.
Yeah, we just hired a new agent, yesterday. His name is Derek, coming on board. We're really excited about him. Young, energetic. We're talking to a couple of other agents. I don't wanna go too deep into detail, but we're really excited at our growth and opportunity, and we'll be listing a lot more businesses.
And she's looking for people out there like you. And maybe it's you, or maybe it's someone that you know. Maybe you're just thinking about it and you're like, okay, I think this is somebody, I need to talk now. I wanna ask you, this is the best question of all. And I wanna ask you, when is the best time for somebody to buy?
The best time for someone to buy is when you're ready. You've got your finances lined up, you have 10 to 20% in the bank, 10% down, 10% for hiccups and working capital. You're able to make the move, so you have a banker behind you, you have a good credit score, you don't have a lot of debt, you know what you're looking for, you know what you're capable of, and that's the best time to buy. You can make an offer quick with a pre-approval letter, and you're in.
So that actually sometimes it can happen faster than we think.
Very much so, and a seller might get 3 offers in one day, and we always do introductory, meetings with people, and the seller might pick you, Carol, because of your background in their business, and they really like you, and they know if there's a problem in the future, even though you're offering $50,000 less than the other guy, they can work with you.
Because you know why? I'm likable.
That's right. The tone of the first meeting sets the whole deal. You have to be likable.
You see, and that
You
is
do.
what it's all about,
It
right?
is, it
It's
is.
not necessarily about having the most money, it's about being likable, and I know that in
Right,
many other
but
cases.
you need to make a full price offer if there's 3 offers on the table.
But you also need to make sure that you're prepared, and that is the
Yes.
biggest thing,
Be prepared.
more than anything, is being prepared, getting yourself ready, making sure, and they help you along the way, that is what you do. If you're already doing it, great, that makes it even better. But if not, they can help you on the way to do this and to do it right. And maybe make yourself a very happy person.
We'll connect you with all the people. If you wanna use a 401k to buy a business, we have all the people in our toolbox. Just call us, we'll get you there.
That number to call is 602-795-2005. The website is WCIBroker.com. I implore everybody that's listening, please listen up. There's so many people that if you have a business and you want to sell it and you've been thinking about it, don't wait. Have that conversation with her today. Give her a call. That number is 602-795-2005. The website is WCIBroker.com.
OS.